3. This is Teacher Katumba Sam teaching you mathematics. I hope everybody is fine. So, in our previous lesson, we looked at subtraction of numbers in word form. This time around, we are going to look at both subtraction and addition. So addition and subtraction of fractions. So we are doing it just to make you gain perfection. To make you gain what? Perfection. Because you need to do more practice about addition and subtraction. So we are trying to peruse what we covered just to make you gain perfection. So let's try to look at this, addition and subtraction of fractions. Let's have an example. This is one. Find the sum of 3 quarters and a quarter. Find the sum of 3 quarters and a quarter. You remember what we discussed when we are looking at addition of fractions in word form. We said sum means addition. So what are we going to do? We shall add. We shall add to get the sum. And we said our keyword is sum. So there we shall say sum equals 3 out of 4 plus 1 out of 4. 3 quarters plus 1 quarter. Our sum now is going to be we deal with all the numerators, leave around the denominator. So it is 3 plus 1. Then the denominator is just maintained. And our sum is going to be 4 out of 4. So this is the sum. That is the sum. That is the sum. However, we can add this one using diagram. We can add it using what? Diagram. Like what we saw in our previous lessons. So let's do it when we are using what? Diagrams. Let's see how it is done. Let's see how it is done. So we are talking of 3 quarters. So we shall draw our diagram of 3 quarters. The denominator is 4. So we are going to divide this one into 4. Like that. And then they are saying 3 out of 4. That is 3 out of 4. Then plus 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4. 1, 2, that is 4. We are shading 1. So this is 1 out of 4. So when we combine these ones, we shall have 1, 2, 3, 4 shaded parts. So our answer therefore is going to be, let's put our answer down here. One, 2, 3, and 4. So we shall have the 3 parts. We are putting them together now. We are adding them. We shall have our 3 parts. Then we add the three, these are the three parts. Now we are adding another part, the one part there. So this one is going to make that. These are the first three parts. First three parts, 1, 2, 3. So we are adding one part, this one. So our answer now is 4 out of 4. So when we are, if we are to use diagrams, this is what we shall do. In the first place, we shall have 3 out of 4. We shall shed 3 parts out of the 4 parts. And then we are adding one part, 1 out of the 4 parts. We are adding one part, just one part. And our answer now is going to be, the answer is here, it is meant to be here, but now there is no space. So we have transferred our answer here. So that means we shall have the 3 parts, 1, 2, 3, then we add one part, which is this one. And now we are making 4 out of 4. There are 4 parts. So that's how we can deal with it when we are using diagrams. So we are doing that to make you gain perfection. Let's have another one. This time they are saying subtract. Subtract. Subtract 6 out of. Now this one is direct. This one is what? Direct. We don't need to waste much time. We shall follow the procedures like what we have been doing in our previous lessons. So what are we going to do? We shall say 6 out of 11. That is 6 11th. Take away 2 11th. This one will give us, we shall deal with numerators only, and the denominator is just maintained. And because they are the same, we shall only write one to represent the other. So we shall say 6 take away 2 out of 11. So we have 6. We are dealing with numerators only. Then the denominators, don't write 11, 11. Because they are 2, so we shall only write 1. The one will represent the other. Okay. So this is now going to be, our answer is going to be 6. We are taking away 2. 1, 2. Now we are having 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer is 4, 11. 4, 11. We are doing that just to make you gain perfection. So please pay attention. Pay attention. However, this is question 2. Subtract. Number 3. Number 3. A man walked. A man walked 3/10. 3/10 of the journey. A man walked 3/10 of the journey, and three-tenths of the journey, three-tenths of the journey in the morning, and 5/10 of it in the afternoon. What distance did he cover? What journey did he cover all together? What journey did he cover all together? All together. What journey did he cover altogether? So let us try to reread the statement. They are saying a man walked 3/10 of the journey in the morning and 5/10 of it in the afternoon. Each stands for the journey in the afternoon. What journey did he cover altogether? In my explanation in the previous lesson, I said altogether means addition, means total. How we get all together? We get all together by adding. Therefore, we are going to add. We shall add. So we shall say total journey. We call it total journey. Or you may call it all together. Total journey. Or you may use that very word altogether. Equals the first journey to be moved. That is 3/10 plus the second journey, which is 5/10. So this one will give us, we said the denominator, these are now the denominators. We don't have our denominators. We just maintain the denominator, but then we need to deal with the upper numbers, which I'm calling numerators. So we shall say 3 plus 5 out of 10. And our answer now is going to be 3/10. 3/10. I hope you will see that. 3/10. So our answer is 3/10. That is the total journey. So you can conclude by saying, that the man moved 3/10. Is that 3? No. This is 8. This one is supposed to be 8. Please, this one is supposed to be 8. We are not subtracting, we are adding. So it is 8/10. 8/10. We have 3. Then we are adding some other 5. So when you combine this and that, you will realize that you have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the answer is 8/10. 8/10. So there we say the man walked. The man walked 8/10 of the journey. 8/10 of the journey all together. All together. Full stop. So that is it. So when they talk of all together, we said we just add to get all together. So that is very important to note. We are doing that just to make you gain perfection. So you can do more and more numbers involving that word all together. Let's have this one. Let's have this one. Let's have this one. This is number 4. What is the difference? What is the difference? What is the difference between between 5/7 and 3/7? So we say this number is about what? It's about subtraction. This one is about subtraction. That's why I brought both of them, so that you can identify the one which requires subtraction and the one which requires what? Addition. So now this is about subtraction. What confirms is this one. Difference. To get the difference, we shall have to subtract, like what we said in our previous lesson. So here we begin off by saying difference. Difference is equal to 5/7 take away 3/7. We are dealing with only numerators. The denominator is just maintained. So we say 5 take away 3 out of 7. And this one now is going to give us 4 out of 7. So our difference is going to be 4 out of 7. That is the difference. So the difference is 4 out of 7. How do we get difference? We get it by subtracting. So you will have more and more concerning difference. More and more involving this word difference. Just to gain perfection. Okay? Let's look at this. Now let's read this statement. Let's try to read this statement. Nabulime had an apple. She gave away 3/4 of it. It stands for an apple. Then we are saying, what fraction was she left with? She had an apple. That is, an apple was a whole. Remember what we talked about a whole. It was a whole apple. And she subtracted. She deducted. She did what? She gave away 3 out of 4. So we are saying, what fraction was she left with? So we believe that this is the apple. Before subtracting, it was 4 out of 4. Our apple was 4 out of what? 4. But then she subtracted. She gave away. I don't know whom she gave, but she might have given it to a friend. So she gave a friend 3 out of 4. And now we are saying, what fraction did she remain with? What fraction was she left with? Left with is the key word that leads us to subtraction. That is the word that determines our subtraction. So we have to subtract because of that word, left with. You remember what we said about it. Left with, remained with. They carry the same meaning. So here we have to subtract. And now we are having, deal with all numerators. 4, take away 3. Out of, we said the lower number doesn't change. It remains the same. So here we shall have 1 out of 4. 4 take away 3. This is 4. We are taking away 3. And we are remaining with 1. So it's 1 out of 4. Therefore, we shall come back and conclude. You will say, Nabulime was left with a quarter of an apple. We have answered our question. So there we shall give you a very long tick because you have answered our question. But if you don't do this, we may end up penalizing you by giving a 0 mark. So this is very important. After calculating, please come and answer our question. So Nabulime was left with a quarter of an apple. So that is it. You will have more and more fractions concerning addition and subtraction. However, for our case today, we are going to stop there. However, you are going to get an activity, which activity that you are going to do with a lot of care so that you don't fail any number. I hope you have now gained perfection. Please do the given activity, but don't forget to read and understand the question. Read and understand the question, and then try to make revision, thorough revision, so that you don't forget our subtopic. Okay, so that is it. Wait for an activity.